And that is extra ball, and I am going to do tobacco. Okay. I really spent a lot of time with Selena Powell, but that's because she was my exam. And now we're going to go on to Azriel Clary. Nope. Azriel Clary. Okay. Reading on Azriel Clary and why she's all out in the media, why she's driving a car, why she's showing the world so much hate and anger and rage. And God knows, I hope I only do 30 minutes of this one. I hope I do. Okay. We're still in the month of September, people, and I did tell you in the very first video before the Celine one that we are changing. Things are changing, and there's no one who has changed more than Azriel Clary. So this is a reading on Miss Azriel and her behavior. Okay. And my ancestor is totally in charge of this, right? For those who don't know, one always has a male and a female ancestor. And the female ancestor, the one who is with me right now, is very happy to show, to say her name. Then I basically have 4 ancestors. Right, I have 4. I have 2. My grandmother that I didn't know because she died before me, but I still go to her grave and I still see her. Then I have these new other grandparents that I didn't know, but who actually take precedence over me. They take precedence because they are, they're family. And we are a patrilineal society. But I actually have 4 ancestors. I have 2 females, 2 males. No. I lied. I have 3 ancestors, 2 males, I do. I have 2 males. I was right. I have 2 males and 2 females. But my closer ancestor is in charge of all the others. They kind of bow down to him, if that makes sense. They kind of bow down to him, and he's the one who came online, and I will not say his name because he won't allow it. That's why I'm not saying his name. But he's the one who's now in charge of this little girl right here. But without further ado, I'm going to go into I have more than that, though. I have hunters and I have ancestors of the waters, but they all fall under the jurisdiction of my new closer ancestor, right? Because, I'm his baby. Okay. So anyway, Azriel Clary. I'm going to blow and I'm going to shake the girl. And hopefully we'll have it under 30 minutes. Oh my God, and a shell fell off. Okay. I'm still buzzed, which is good. And I can't find the other goddamn shell. Oh, to hell with that. Okay, Azriel Clary apparently has been acting all weird. I do have a couple of people who sent me videos, and one of the videos she is driving. She is driving in a car that I would never drive in. I'm not very materialistic, I confess. I mean, I'm a bitch who's happy in Walmart. In fact, Walmart is my favorite store. Okay. When I was signed to a British publisher, I got all these designer stuff. But the way I see it, it's not different from the Walmart stuff. In the Walmart stuff, I can be as marengenya as I like. Marengenya meaning I can be as destructive to the clothing as I like. But in these designer clothes that my former British publishers got me, I have to be very careful with myself. I feel like it restricts my freedom, right? So I assume that the car Azrael was driving in was astonishingly amazing, just that I wasn't impressed. I was like, go! Go, girl! Go! You could have got yourself a nicer car for a good 5,000. I was raised by a man who didn't believe in trinkets. As far as he was concerned, all that crap were trinkets. Your house has to be amazing. It's not a trinket. But clothes, cars were something that you didn't waste your money on. It was looked down upon in the society I grew up in, and it's still me. And when you look at Kate Middleton, the princess in England, she wears $100 sneakers, right? She only wears really expensive stuff on special occasions. And that's kind of like the thing with my people. We are not very label obsessed. Not at all. You know, we kind of think you're wasting money on that. So I did see her driving around in this car with Joslyn, and I did see the bitterness, the rage that I'm showing off. I'm showing you what a great life I have on Azriel's face. If anybody can remember, I did say that Azriel was the one really in love. She was really angry with the world. What you are seeing now in front of you on a daily basis is Azriel the angry at us. Truth. Okay, so I am now going to blow these shells and see what's going on with these shells. Because underneath the anger is a pure desperation. The girl is desperate. But see, she is unfortunate. It's the month of September, and God has decided to rearrange her life because He doesn't approve of it. So let us see. Azriel. I don't have to keep shaking at all. This girl is very angry, just like we saw as she was driving the car and she was talking to Joslyn. This girl is raging. This girl is me against the world. This practically has nothing to do with Robert. It has everything to do with herself. She's losing something. Her way of life. She has lost her protector, and it appears to her that her protector is not coming anytime soon. So now let us put Azrael on the board. Go, please. Stop yelling. Ooh! And the shells speak for themselves. Amen. Okay, these two shells fell off. This is Azrael on my right, and this is Robert on my left. He's always on the left. He's always on the move. This is Robert on the left, right? And I can tell you from looking at the shells from here that Robert is gone. That's basically what I can say. In this month of September, God decided that He had to go. And Azriel is gone too, right? She is gone. Even though now we are seeing her more, because she is gone, right? So now we have two sides here, and on Robert's side there are only two shells because he is not active anymore. If you will remember the first readings, he had a whole lot of shells on his side. He doesn't have a whole lot of shells on his side anymore for now. She does though. But unfortunately for Azriel, they are all facing the right. Do you see this? They're all facing the right. The right is an ending, right? And this is what we have of Azriel right now. Before the shell fell at about here. I want you guys to remember that the shell to fall off the board of my ancestors, it was right here at the edge. And for Robert's shell to fall off the board of my ancestors, it was right here at the edge. Robert's shell fell because he's going to prison. The end. Her shell fell because the lifestyle she was living, the one of money, is done. Behind her, we see a miscarriage. Or, yeah, it's a miscarriage. I'm putting my hand here and we see a miscarriage. But I think we've been seeing that in all the readings to do with this girl, there is a miscarriage. Behind the miscarriage, there is money. Right? There is money. Behind that, there is a beautiful life, beautiful people. Azriel was extremely happy in her situation, being in the background with Robert. I believe I said that before over and over again, and I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm just going to talk about the here and now. But Azriel, her life is changing. There's no money on this board for her. There's no career. There's no man. There is absolutely nothing, because on this side, her man is gone too. Let me put my hand on Robert's side and see, because things changed for Robert. Things changed a great deal. And when I shut my mouth, okay. You know, the FBI had all this information about Robert for years on end, and they didn't release it in the same way that they didn't release Michael Jackson's stories. They didn't release it because he had power behind him, and they actually thought that leaving him as he was, an icon, was better than bringing him down. However, someone else, the power that be, the power that is behind all this destruction, decided to turn up the heat and decided that Robert had to suffer so that they don't suffer. Basically, the person who made the FBI or whatever opened this shit up, and I really don't want to talk about the FBI at all, because I've had 2 FBI officers who are my clients tell me that if the FBI is gonna shut a bitch down because I'm too accurate. That was what my clients said. You're too accurate. And when psychics are too accurate, they tend to shut them down. I do see the hand of a very powerful man, and he's white. And no, it's not Epstein, because this powerful man is still breathing and living. And Robert had absolutely nothing to do with that Epstein guy. But he's still breathing and living. And he decided that it was time to really put Robert away. Robert is shocked. He's shocked. He can't believe it. Somewhere deep inside Robert is a childish mind, but I've noticed that artistic people usually have a semi-childish mind. Somewhere in Robert is a childish mind. He's shocked. He can't believe it, and he's still trying to wrap himself around it. Please notice the distance today between Azriel and Robert. They are not together. And when I put my hand here, I hear that likely they won't be together. You know what I'm saying? There is definitely a divide. They're not together. But they are going in the same direction. So chances are they are going to weather this one way or the other, and they are going to get through it. But like I said before, Azriel, I'm literally holding a blank place and getting the energy because the shell. Azriel's way of life is coming to an end, because she's just as shocked as Robert that this shit has happened. But what has happened to her is that she's been shunted out of Robert's life. The lawyers are saying she's not a good look, and they are sticking to she's not a good look, and they are insisting that Robert get rid of her because she's not a good look. They tried to have her out there in the front. It didn't work. The public opinion just worsened, and so they've decided that Robert, for him to beat most of these charges, which he will. I know people are surprised by me saying that, but he will beat a lot of these charges. They are saying for you to beat a lot of these charges, you have to let these women go. You have to get rid of them, basically. So Azriel is talking more, showing herself more, because she doesn't want to be forgotten. She doesn't want people to say she's not Robert's woman, and even more, she doesn't want to lose her place in his life. She is fighting to stay with her man. Unfortunately for Azrael, her triangle is facing the right and it's going very fast and it fell off the board. Which means that whatever she's doing now is not going to help. At the end of the day, as much as Robert wants to hold on to Azrael, and he does because they both fell off the board, it may not be possible. Okay. Let me shake and ask another question. I was actually wanting to do this live, but with everything that I'm going through right now in the metaphysical, the thing is I am better at the metaphysical, right? I am better because there are lots of things that I do other than just readings. Like, I talk to dead people and stuff like that. I am better at those, other things. So I'm getting there. Anyway, let me shake Azrael. I was going to do a live one so that people can ask questions because, I think I've asked all the questions in this and that I can. But I'm going to ask, what's the future for Azrael? 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 And the moment I ask that question, Azrael puts her head down and she starts crying. It's not anger, it's grief and it's fear. Okay. What's coming out over and over and over again with Azrael is money. Money, money, money. Azrael's love for money was really great. But remember, we must remember the last videos where I said she was the spoiled one. Azrael's love for money was great. It was everything to her. And she is gonna lose it. And this is what she's thinking. I must have a baby. I must have a baby. But she keeps on having miscarriages. And they are rivals to her man's attentions. And she thinks they are all more beautiful than she is. So she sees herself. Please note, I'm not saying this is what is going to happen. What is on the board is how Azrael sees herself. She sees herself leaving Robert's life and in a very bad position. So she's trying to position herself in a place in the future where she can make lots of money. She's trying to come up with projects. How can I do it? How can I do it? She's trying to come up with projects where she can protect herself. This is the first time this girl has ever thought that she is responsible for herself. Before now, she didn't think that. Now she knows she is responsible for herself. Unfortunately for Azrael, there's nothing but unfortunateness on this board because God ain't playing. God ain't playing. Unfortunately for Azrael, all her plans, all that she's thinking, that's why she's also giving herself a huge public persona because she thinks she can make money out of it. A fellow writer and a fellow psychic said to me, the more people you have, the more bank you have, right? I don't have that many people, so I don't have bank, so that's okay. So that's what she's trying to do. Does that make sense? She's trying to get herself very well known. She's literally fighting for celebrity status so that in the future she can live off being her, Azrael without Robert. So you see, unfortunately for her, as much planning as she's doing, and she is talking to other people, talking to experts who are telling her, if you do this, you could do this, nobody is biting. I don't know what to say to this girl. Her life, even though she's kicking and screaming, is going backwards. She's going back where she came from. Have you ever heard the saying that a man will leave you where he found you? At least in Africa, they tell us that all the time. A man will leave you where he found you. This is exactly what is happening to Azrael. All her triangles are facing backwards. Going back in time. Going back in time. we are going to see a lot more of desperate Azriel. We're going to see her more upfront and center, something that wasn't in her destiny. Like I said, in the month of change by God, even souls change who they are. Like, I am being maneuvered to think of myself more as a witch doctor than as a writer. I'm also being maneuvered to see myself as Kosa than as Shona, because that's how God is. God is like that, and God is literally saying to this girl, you ain't done shit in your life, you useless little bitch, and you have been cruel, you have been unkind, you have been arrogant, but you ain't done shit to earn any of that, and you are going back where you started so that you can do it all over again. So this witch doctor says, we're going to see more of the hysterical little girl. Don't look at her as if she's showing off. She's just hysterical. She's just angry. And most of all, she's just frightened because she thought she had it made. And she did have it made. Oh, the reason that, and they are, Azrael is looking for new legal representation for Robert, not for his own good but for hers, because this legal representation is telling him to get rid of all his women. If you remember, he had to disappear his baby mama. That's basically what this legal representation is telling him to do. Get rid of them, these two girls, because they're actually not good for you. They make you look some type of way. Get rid of them and don't be with them. And Robert has shared this with his females, the two ones who, were in front. Joslyn couldn't care less. She's ready to go. But Azrael is really suffering with that because she was Mrs. Kelly. She was Mrs. Kelly. So now let me do a quick one on Robert's case, because all my clients are saying, well, these are the feds. Yes, and we know the feds will put you up. I don't know that because I be Canadian. But we know that the feds, I guess, will put him away for a long time. And there's all this evidence, and from the same female, you know what I'm saying, the videos and what have you, he really does have one female out of all those females who can take him down, and it is the first female. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna ask her, what the hell's her name? Does anybody know her name? Okay, I'm gonna ask Robert why she agreed to cooperate with the feds, because she's made a lot of money out of this situation. Why has she agreed? Robert, why has the girl from the videos agreed to cooperate with the feds? Why has it? Oh, she got paid, not by the feds, but by the person who is trying to, that's what he just said, by the person who is, maneuvering and doing all this. She got paid a lot of money and she's seeing it through. It's about money. Okay. Robert, are you going to go away for a long time? Are you going to go to prison for a long time? Are you going to go to prison for a long time? Let me shake him again just to make sure. Robert. Okay. Are you going to go away for a long time? Are you going to go away for a long time? Are you going to go away for a long time? Okay, this is a yes or no answer. So, closing my eyes. I don't know what to say to you girls. The soul that is Robert says no. I don't know what to say. Okay. Okay, what's a long time? How about that? Okay. Robert, are you going to go away for 7 years? Robert, are you going to go away for 7 years? 7 is the metaphysical time. It's not a long time. It's not a short time. It's just 7 years. So I just picked the metaphysical time that has metaphysical significance. Robert, are you going to go away for 7 years? Robert, are you going to go away for 7 years? Robert, are you going to go away for 7 years? No. Although, that's why I love shells. What was shrouded in mystery is going to come out. So we are going to hear a lot. We are going to hear so much more of his secrets. Things that were hidden. Things that nobody ever talked about. Things that people pretended didn't happen. We're going to hear about it. It's all going to come out in the courtroom. It's going to be one hell of a drama. Okay, Robert, are you going to go away for less than 7 years? Are you going to go away for less than 7 years? Are you going to go away for less than 7 years? Okay. Yes. So, he may get a long sentence and serve less time. I don't know. But I refuse to put my name on the length of time that Robert Kelly is going to serve. Because he says he's going to go away for less than 7 years. And when you take rich people into effect, Blagojevich and people like that, their sentences are much shorter than people like me. But anyway, he says yes. So now let me ask if he's going to go away for longer than 7 years. Robert, are you going to go away for longer than 7 years? Robert, are you going to go away for longer than 7 years? Robert, are you going to go away for longer than 7 years? That's a definite. Let's see. It's between that's a definite no and a definite maybe. But whatever length of time Robert is going to stay in prison is going to be very destructive to him. It could be death. Let me see. Let me ask if he's going to survive prison. I'm just saying. It's not death. I hate to even think that. But it's going to be very destructive. It's going to be very, very destructive. Whether he spends a year or he spends 10 years, he may not survive this. Maybe mentally, not physically. Robert, are you going to survive prison? Robert, are you going to survive prison? Robert, are you going to survive prison? I keep picking the same damn shells. That's a no. So he may come out a completely different person. His soul may come out completely different. He may be broken, or he may have more self-awareness, but the man who is going to serve time is not the man who is going to come out. So we may not have a Robert Kelly who sings anymore when he comes out of prison. So the point is, I was going to do a really short one, just a really short update, because there's really very little to say about these people. I think I've said everything that needs to be said. So this is what I say. As a witch doctor, I'm not going to give it time. I'm not going to say, okay, it's going to go for this many years. I keep getting he's not going to go for as long as people think he should. Okay, that's what I keep getting. But going to prison, he is. Okay, I keep getting that. I also keep getting that. The one person who's going through a drastic change, whom God has really said, oh, hell no, is Azriel. So let's ask Joslyn how she's handling this, because I saw that she was really okay with herself. But let's make it official, right? Let me just remove Robert. So if you think Robert is going on, I don't know though. You might all be thinking he's going away for life, and he could be. But his soul is rejecting that. And like I say, I am the lawyer for souls. His soul, for now, in the month of September, is rejecting that. So let's check after the changes to his life. Let's check to see what his soul says end of October. Right? Okay. But also, his soul is saying there is only one female, her case, and he's going to argue double jeopardy for that case. Okay. He says he's going to argue double jeopardy for that case. He has a lot of charges against him, but his soul keeps saying they're going to fight those charges. What I should do is get Robert's lawyer's name and then ask those questions. Okay, so let me just blow Robert away. You see how Joslyn is feeling about this whole thing. Joslyn. I don't know what to tell you guys, but Joslyn is very happy at the turn of events. She walked in holding a child. There you go. She can hardly wait for the ending to come. She's like, can this be over already? I need it to be over already. And Joslyn's, unlike the girl she's minding, Joslyn is ready and prepared to leave. Her future is facing that way, which means she's ready to go. Ready to go. Okay. And she's very loved by, what's her name? Azriel. She loves Azriel too. She's very loved by her. But she is not into Robert. She really isn't. And this keeps popping up no matter what. She is holding him against what happened here with a pregnancy. Maybe not a child, but a pregnancy. She's holding it against him. And this girl is looking forward to being free. That's all I can say. She's totally looking forward to being free. She says she entered this life thinking it would be beautiful. It turned into a nightmare. She realized one of her parents didn't really love her and the other one did, and she's going to take that as a blessing and she's going to walk with it. Okay. The future for Azrael. The future for Azrael. Azrael, show us a future. And the bitch wants to attack me. Yeah! Yeah. She's very emotional right now. She has a level of immaturity that is shocking. Okay. She wants to attack me. Azrael, your future, girl. Your future. Your future. Well, right now, Azrael is thinking she has no future. She says her life is over. Her life is over, and she's crying about it. She really is. It's shocking, but true. But this triangle here does show that Azrael does have a future. She's walking into a life she does not care for at all. She doesn't love this life. This life has no money. I'm wondering how he changed his mind about not leaving her money. This life has no money. She will always be attached to Robert, and interestingly enough to Joslyn, because I see Joslyn on the board. She'll always be very attached to them, but this life has no money. She will live in the past. She will struggle to make a future for herself. Yet she hasn't lost Robert. She would think of the good times, and the good times are behind her. The good times are behind her. They're really behind her, guys. They're so behind her. The protection she felt, the love, the connection she felt with her man, all gone. Okay, so will Robert and Azriel make their way back? Because they're kind of compatible, people. Will Robert and Azriel be together after prison? Will Robert and Azriel be together after prison? Will Robert and Azriel be together after prison? Okay, 1, 2, 3. No. They're gonna try though, but that's a definite no. Okay. Why are Joslyn and Azrael moving out of the penthouse? Why are Joslyn and Azrael moving out of the penthouse? Why are Joslyn and Azrael moving out of the penthouse? Money. The one with the money has stopped giving it. The one with the money is no longer paying. The expectations that they had planned on and they had thought of. You know, it's like whenever, these days anyway, I don't know, whenever Azriel really loves Robert, but Robert is really in a tough position right now. He's just trying to survive and he's taking care of himself. But the expectations the two of them had for the future, the plans they had for the future, even if he went away, they are now just in the past. I know why though, because God decided that Azriel's life was not where she was supposed to be. But it is basically money. It's like he's not paying for it anymore. Okay, is he not paying for it because he doesn't have the money, or he doesn't want to, or he's following his lawyers who told him to get rid of the girl? Robert, why aren't you paying for the penthouse? Robert, why aren't you paying for the penthouse? Robert, why aren't you paying for the penthouse? Money. But different from the other money. Money he's pretending not to have. Because the shells are closed, but it's like he's pretending not to have it. I don't know how to explain that, but you know. Okay. I'm going to ask him if he has money. Robert, do you have money? Robert, do you have money? Something about his assets being frozen and him not getting access to his hidden cash. That's what came out. He doesn't have access to his hidden cash. Okay, Robert. Are you following your lawyer's directive to get rid of Azriel and Joslyn? Are you following your lawyer's directive to get rid of Azriel and Joslyn? Are you following your lawyer's directive to get rid of Azriel and Joslyn? Yes. So now I get it. That's why I asked that question, because I'm smart like that. I'm not nerd for nothing. He is closing down his home so that they would have to find somewhere else to be. And that's his way of saying bye-bye, bitches. Because he's really listening to his lawyers and he's really doing what they are telling him to do, because his life is on the line. So he is just not renewing the lease, and he is just telling them to be gone. So he is allowing Azrael to enjoy his toys and to do what she's doing, but he knows deep down that he is walking for his survival. And on that note, people, I've done enough examination today, and I will see you next week. Be kind to each other. Please be loving, because you don't know what each and every one of us are going through. You don't know. Alright? So be kind, be loving, but most of all, be good to yourself. You can't be good to anyone else until you are good to you. Learn something new. I learn something new every day. I'm immersing myself in hoodoo, in witchcraft, not voodoo. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning something new. I'm learning what others do who are in the metaphysical realm, and I'm willing to to digest it, make it a part of me, so that I can be better, stronger. And that's my one suggestion for you. Learn something new, and all the time do you. Bye bye.